Hey everybody, Trisha here with Sewing Parts Online, coming to you from my living room. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on a basic mask. There have been many great tutorials on YouTube right now. However, I chose this particular one for a couple of reasons. One, I really like that it has a pocket, and this will allow you to use, like, say, a vacuum bag, cut a piece out, put it in there for an added layer of protection. Also, I really like that it has a channel, so you're able to use either a homemade binding, elastic, or even a pre-made binding. So those are a couple reasons why I like this particular one. But it is a wonderful home mask, and it's great for family members, friends. If you're thinking on making one for your local community, say a hospital or a nursing home, you'll want to contact them for specifications and make sure that this is something that they can use. With that being said, let's get started. I have gone ahead and pre-cut the material that we're needing. This first piece is our main piece. That's going to be 10 by 8. Then we have 2 pieces of our lining. That's going to be 7.5 by 5.5. I've also pre-cut the ear pieces, whichever you're going to be using. Now this one is the 1/8 inch elastic. This is our pre-made binding in 1/4 inch. If you see, opens up, it's already made for you. You would just stitch along the edge of this binding. If you're going to make your own homemade binding, it's very easy. If you're unfamiliar with it, all you need to do, in this case, it's going to be 1 inch by approximately 15 inches. You just take the edge here, you would fold it in 1/4 inch and press that. Fold the other side in 1/4 inch, press that side, and then you would just flip it over and press again and stitch right along the edge. And then you've got yourself some homemade binding. All right, we're good to get started. We're going to take the first lining piece. What I'm going to do is fold this 1/4 inch and press that. And then I'm going to fold it again, 1/4 inch, press that, and I'm going to stitch right along the edge. So I'm going to go head over to my pressing board and get that taken care of. All right, I went ahead and pressed. And now I'm bringing it over to the sewing machine here. One little trick, I like to make sure that my needle is down and then also grab the tails. And then when I begin, kind of just tug on them just a little bit. It keeps your fabric from sucking into your needle plate. Then we'll do a reverse stitch. And then we'll just go right down the edge here. All right, almost there. And then once you get to the end, just remember to back stitch. Do that, little button. All right, all done. Okay, so now we've got our main piece here. I'm going to put this right side up. I'm going to grab one of my lining pieces, the one with the unfinished edge. This is the one that we just finished. So I'm going to take this one, and we're going to call this our top. So we're going to put the unfinished one right at the top, and we're going to center that, and then just kind of measure the sides, make sure they're about the same. I'm going to do that. Okay, so now we're going to take our second lining piece, and the finished edge we are going to put towards the middle, line up the unfinished edge to the bottom. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take this over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch from this end to this end, and this end to this end. You don't want to go past that because we're going to need to do another step here in a little bit. So that to there, there to there. All right, go into my sewing machine. Okay, so now we're back from our sewing machine. Got that sewn here and right here. What we're going to do now is open this up. We're going to do with right side up. Make sure that lays flat. We're going to take our iron and press this. Nice and flat. Okay, that's all we need to do there. Then we're going to flip it. Now we're going to fold pretty much on our previously sewn seams. So we're going to flip it and do that. This is what you want to see. We've got a 1/4 inch over there, 1/4 inch there, and we'll press that. There we go. Okay, same thing for the other side. And you're wanting to make sure that the finished edge is on top, so you don't accidentally do it the opposite way. Okay. All right. Okay, we are ready for the next step. Okay, so this next part, I'm gonna grab some of my pins and my Wonder Clips. We're gonna do some pleats. Now, pleats and I, we have a love-hate relationship. This does not have to be perfect, but you wanna try and do 3 pleats, somewhat even. Like I said, love-hate relationship. Takes me a little bit here to kind of maneuver them down. You just fold them down and then hold, grab all of it, bring it down again. See what I mean? Look at, totally different size. So we're gonna start again. Takes several times to do it, but if you're good at pleats, more power to you. I usually end up doing it probably 3 or 4 times. But we're gonna, hey, I think I got it on the second one. Okay, as long as we're looking at about 3.5 inches, somewhere in there, 3.5 inches for the total thickness. Yeah, that's fine. Looks pretty good. Now, if you like pins, you can use pins right here. Kind of put them in there just to hold. I myself like Wonder Clips. Just gonna put those on here. Hold it secure. Do it for both sides. And then, going to my sewing machine, I'm actually going to sew from the other side. So, whoops, a little Wonder Clip. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to sew from this side. I'm going to take here and stitch right along the edge and right along the edge here. All right, going to my sewing machine. All right, coming back from our sewing machine, we've got this now sewn. What we're going to be doing next is we're folding these sides in a 1/4 inch, and then we're going to press that and then fold it again over the seam. About 1/2 inch is what it will end up being. This is a little bit trickier since you've got your multiple pleats in there, so gotta kind of move it around, finagle a little bit. But we are going to fold this 1/4 inch approximately. All right. Okay, and then we'll just press that. Okay, see what I mean? A little thick, a little awkward. It's okay. Flip it again. And then we'll press that. Okay. And I'm going to do that to both sides. And then I'm going to bring it to my sewing machine and stitch right along the edge. All right, so we're done with that step. Those are sewn nicely. And now I'm going to grab my ear piece. So I'm going to do the elastic. This is that 1/8 inch elastic again. This one right here is the homemade binding. I just wanted to show you what it looks like all completed. But now I've got a little pin here to help thread this through the channel that we made. And It's easier if you go with the pleats versus against. They can still be a little bit tricky even with going with them, but just kind of work your way through. Maneuver it down. This always tests my patience. Get it through there. A little bit further. The end can be tricky. Oh, it was an easy one this time. Okay, then you've got that done. Now all you have to do is tie a knot, and then once you give it to the person that will be using it, they can untie it and tighten it up, tie it a little tighter if needed, if they have a smaller face, tie it towards the end if they have a bigger face. So just make it work for you, whatever's more comfortable. That's it. That's all it takes. And we've got your mask. All right, and now that our mask is complete, I have pre-cut the vacuum bag. I'm going to go ahead and insert this. If you are not wanting to leave your house, you can go to our sister site, which is everythingvacuums.com, and they will ship you your vacuum bags right to your house. So that works. And then also, remember that this is not CDC certified, so please keep that in mind. Also, if you are making these for nursing homes or hospitals, again, check for specifications just to make sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this on. Pull it up. All right, and you are done. Happy sewing, everybody.